Welcome to the Paul Rodriguez Show. It is Tuesday, the 20th of September, 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this bad boy kicked off. Producer James is in the building running the engineering duties. The man of the DF dub, Mr. Wes Washington, Cowboy Faithful, always going to be repping the Hogs. Call the Hogs, WPS. Wes Washington, how you living, sir? How you doing, man?
I'm living good, man. Living good. Doing well, man.
I see we all got the memo for the black shirts today.
I was doing some work around in my apartment, and I just didn't have time to look at a shirt. I was running kind of late.
So you were trying to fortify the premises to keep out unwanted visitors. Is that what you're trying to say?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
You gotta make sure Damon just ain't running through all willy nilly. Like, that's what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah. I spent most of the day, cleaning out that whatever mess he left in the car, and then I had to clean up the apartment a little bit. So the dude just leaves a rain of terror or just destruction
there you go.
in his wake.
Man, I don't know. Cowboys do what they did this past weekend. We might have to see him again. Unfortunately, that's a bad thing for you. But I'm telling you, man, he's gonna come find you. He's got a knack. He's got a knack for finding his best friend up there in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. For whatever reasons, I am unaware. Last night, 2 big Monday Night Football games, blowouts, complete domination by the Buffalo Bills. Dan Orlovsky said it best. That defense is just flat out suffocating. Jalen Hurts does big-time things. You've been a big proponent of him. Me, not so much. Jalen Hurts leads the Philadelphia Eagles in a very dominant win over the Minnesota Vikings. Darius Slay completely shut down Justin Jefferson in that game. Wes, were you able to kind of watch any of the highlights? What was your takeaway? I really want to know what you have to say about that Philadelphia defense. They look fantastic. The Vikings did move the ball late in the fourth quarter, but Darius Slay was on the sideline during that series for the Minnesota Vikings. But what was your biggest takeaway from either the Bills game or the Philadelphia game?
For me, I mean, especially with the Bills, they got to be the number one team, I guess, in the AFC right now with that defense, with Josh Allen, with Diggs, and just the things they're doing on both sides of the ball. With the Eagles, I was really impressed with the defense. They were bringing a lot of blitz. They were bringing a lot of pressure, putting it in Kirk Cousins' face. But Kirk Cousins, in primetime games, he has not fared well. So I'm not going to say that the Eagles are Super Bowl bound or anything like that just because they beat Minnesota. Because I believe Kirk Cousins has not won a primetime game since he's been in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
But to see what Slay did against Jefferson, that's kind of scary when you think, well, Lamb definitely is not on that level. So who in the NFC East could score against that defense wide receiver-wise? I don't see any other wide receivers that are as good as Jefferson in the NFC East.
There was a lot of talk after the first week of how Justin Jefferson may be on the heels of Cooper Kupp and chasing that, number 1 overall wide receiver 1 in the NFL. And now with the complete shutdown Slay was able to do on Justin Jefferson, it may be something to kind of reevaluate, or Slay is just that good. I'd like to see if the Philadelphia is going to play the Los Angeles Rams to kind of see if that matchup would hold up against Cooper Kupp just as well as it held up against Justin Jefferson. But in the meantime, for me, that the Philadelphia offense looks very strong. The defense does as well. Did you able to catch what Fletcher Cox was wearing pregame? It looked like he was straight out of like Shaft out of 1974, man, or whenever Shaft came out. I'm sure the guys who were watching Shaft back in the day can school me on the year that Shaft came out, but he came out in like a fluorescent highlighter yellow one piece with he had the hamburger meat hanging out, 2 chains, and very form fitting for Fletcher Cox. Fantastic athlete for his size, but my guy, he was rocking it with utmost confidence walking into the game yesterday at Lincoln Financial Field. But I just thought maybe if you were able to kind of catch that, that's a dude about your size. I'd like to see maybe you want to rock that fluorescent highlighter yellow one piece.
No.
Yeah, man.
At my size, I definitely do not wear colors like that bring too much attention to my size. For one, I like to wear. I mean, I don't even really like wearing red that much. It's got to be a little bit toned down, a little bit darker red. No bright reds for sure.
No Kool-Aid man.
Yeah. I don't want to be the Kool-Aid man. So no bright reds. It's got to be like a dark red, that cardinal red, that hog red. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Well, these dudes they just dress different. I mean, it's just what do they call it? Fashion. I guess
that's what they say.
Yeah, I think it's worse than the NBA, but Joe Burrow, he's what do they call him, Joe Shiesty?
Joe Shiesty.
He's wearing some weird stuff, a very vibrant. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's just it's what these kids are doing now. I mean, I seen the baseball players. They're wearing pearls. Where's pearl necklaces?
You're talking about like MLB players, or you're talking about high school, college? What are you talking about? Baseball?
It was a MLB player that started it, but now noticed that it's trickled down to the kids. My white nephew wears them.
Okay. Pearls. They got some kind of like power. Is it got some kind of is there some kind of meaning behind it?
I don't know. Okay. I don't want to know.
Sure. I was just curious.
I'm scared to find out.
Well, that's probably a good concern, but at the same time, I'm sure there's a reason. I mean, there was a certain reason why, I did certain things, superstitions. Whenever you played the game, you kind of had, like for me, I don't know about you, but when I played ball, every Saturday we had to go watch film and get treatment, right? So my standard was I had to. This is the day after Saturday. And then I'll tell you what I did pregame. So Saturday afterwards, I would grab a Yoo-Hoo and a bag of powdered donuts to go watch film every Saturday.
That you did.
You damn right I did. You damn right. And then but Friday pregame, I had 4 bananas and 2 banana power bars. This is back when Power Bar existed. If y'all know about Power Bar, you may need to Google it. But yeah, man, I had to make sure I was not catching cramps because there was one game caught some nasty cramps in my left calf, and everybody thought I broke my leg, but just happened to be cramps.
What was wrong with just one banana?
Bro, when you're on the D line, you gotta come with that strength. You gotta make sure, there was 2 Hispanic dudes on the D line. One was called Diddy Kong, and one was called King Kong. I'll let you figure out who's King Kong. So I had to make sure. One game we played Johnston. Wes, I don't know if you remember Johnston in Austin. We played Johnston. I ate a whole bunch. You go to the store and there's a bunch of bananas. Like you just go and just grab the whole bunch. Yeah, well, I had the whole bunch. Jeez. They're like, you have to go use the bathroom. I'm like, no.
That's a lot of potassium.
Bro, I had to have it. Because a lot of dudes would take those potassium pills, right? That's not me. I'm not taking no pill. I'm eating it the natural way.
Y'all ever smell that what is it, those salts?
Yeah, smelling salts.
Yeah, y'all ever do that?
It's ammonia. You do it during powerlifting, yeah. It changes you for about 30 seconds.
I wanted to get those for the show.
Well, I don't know. On Rogan, they have somebody who they have like some friend.
Yeah.
And they have those. They're gnarly, they say.
You ever do that, Wes?
No, we didn't. Nobody did smelling salt to play basketball. I remember that at halftime they would, they still gave us orange slices and Hershey chocolate and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't remember any food rituals that I had to take before games. Now I know I had to have certain socks for certain games or whatever. Like if I was on the road, I had to wear a certain color sock, or if I was at home, certain. But as for my intake, yeah, I don't remember anything like that. Just because back then you could eat whatever you want, man. It probably died before the game started.
Right, that's what I'm kind of saying. Like what was a pregame basketball meal? Like what you eating for lunch that day? Just whatever?
Yeah, just whatever. Well, yeah. Probably a lot of times it was probably Sonic because that was like the closest thing. Like if we had like a little time where we could leave and come back, it'd probably be like some Sonic really close. That was close to McNeil, but nothing too crazy because I don't like I said that wasn't like my thing. Right. I mean, I always had to have gum. And at one point I decided I wanted to wear a mouthpiece instead of do the gum, but I kept throwing it, so I got tired of buying mouthpieces.
Why did you have the school give you one?
Huh?
Why did you just have the school give you a mouth guard?
Because it wasn't. I mean, it was basketball, so then I don't know, man. They were like a buck. So I mean,
that's cool.
I wasn't that much even back then, you know. Wasn't hard, yeah. But sometimes I like getting new mouth guards anyway. I just like chewing on them.
Okay.
But I kept throwing them, so I got tired of doing that. And also, it was kind of hard to call out the plays when you're running point.
Yeah, my bad. Wes was the leader running point. How you gonna call out offenses and defense with it? You got something in your mouth.
We had to go to hand signals.
I bet you did. All right, folks, let's get into it. I think James is getting our graphic queued up for our picks for the upcoming week for the NFL. Wes, before we show the graphic, you don't have any changes, do you? You don't have any 11th hour changes?
No, it's too late.
I just want to make sure.
I don't know.
We're going to see the graphic. We're going to see the matchups, and Wes is going to have an epiphany where he's going to want to change his mind in the 11th hour.
It's too late.
I go by what I feel when you ask me. I feel like this. So I don't know what I can't remember what I picked before. So hopefully I'm still on the same track, but it's weird like that, man. I have a feeling.
Okay, Stephen A. Look, I know it's fluid, right? It's fluid for you. It's gonna be it's just whatever the vibe is, whenever you're gonna have that call. As soon as that thing gets populated, you're gonna be like, oh well, I'm gonna change my mind on this one at this time. But before we show the graphic real quick, Wes, you're probably not gonna believe this, but our pregame lunch meal, all the O linemen and all the D linemen, guess where we would go? This is a group of us, right? It's the O line, D line. Guess where we would go for lunch? What's a restaurant that could handle O line and D line?
Probably like Fur's Cafeteria or something.
You're close. Like you're right.
Luby's?
We would go to Sir back in town. There was Sirloin Stockade buffet. Buffet. It was a ritual. It's kind of a thing. I know you wouldn't be surprised.
I like road trips when we would go eat buffet. It didn't really happen that much. Most of the time, man, coach would always get us like a burger. Always cheap, wouldn't put no cheese on it, man.
You didn't get no cheeseburger?
Couldn't get no cheese on it. Everybody had to drink either Coke or Sprite. Like, it's like, Coach, why can't I get a Dr. Pepper, man? We from Texas, dog. I want Dr. Pepper.
Sprite can hit though. Sprite's good. I like Sprite on the road.
And like you couldn't be like, oh, hey, I don't want this on it. It's like, everybody's getting was it Sonic? I think it's number one with either Coke or Sprite.
All right.
That's about
Paul, you going for that number 2? That's that double meat.
Sometimes people's burgers get taken. I'm just gonna say it like this: you better go tell Coach you need another burger. That's all I gotta say. Some of these
we couldn't even get tots, man. Everybody had to get fries. Like, come on, Coach,
boo! First world problems. Coach, let me get tots. No, you getting fries. It's too late. We already ordered. All right, let's get into it. Let's move this bad boy along. NFL Week 3 matchups as well as prognostication by the fellas. I believe Wes and I are both 16-16, and you are 13-19 after last night's games. Because we were 15-15, and you were 12. Yes, we were 15-15 for me and Wes, and then you were 12-18.
I got them on here.
Oh, my bad. Okay, good. I'm glad you do. You have the results from last night on there. Also.
No. I have our record as of right now.
As of now.
Perfect. Everything's up to date.
I'm going to turn it over to James. I'm going to let him
right.
go ahead and populate this bad boy since he did work diligently on it.
So here goes our picks, as well as our records for this season so far, being 2 games in.
No crown.
No crown because we have a tie. So Paul and Wes sitting up top, 16 and 16. I am trailing behind, as you would imagine, at 13 and 19.
Yeah, so you can kind of see the matchups right there for this would be week 3. That's the only difference that we would probably update on that one. But after, that's through. No, I see what you did. You did through week 2 is the record. I see what you did.
Yeah.
Through week 2 is the record. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
But for the week 3 matchups, Pittsburgh at Cleveland. You can see who we both took. Houston at Chicago. Las Vegas. Las Vegas right now is I think they're sputtering. If they lose this game against Tennessee, it's going to be a bad 0-3 start for the Raiders and a new regime with Josh McDaniels. Kansas City going to steadily roll. Buffalo, probably number 1 team in the NFL. Detroit at Minnesota, get a little bit of a split there. That's probably where Wes and I are going to start splitting up the games. You can kind of see Baltimore as a sweep. Cincinnati and the Jets. I like the Jets. I like what Joe Flacco's doing. It right now looks like Flacco's getting the start. The coming out party, I think, last week for Garrett Wilson is going to be continuing on into this matchup with Cincinnati. We saw how well Cooper Rush was able to throw the ball against that Cincinnati defense, and Noah Brown had a time. CD appeared not to be the number 1 receiver, but Noah Brown seemed to do very well. Philadelphia looks strong, clean sweep there over Washington. New Orleans at Carolina. We all like Carolina. I thought I liked New Orleans in this matchup.
I thought so too.
Let me double check. I have another master
I remember
copy.
you saying something about you think Jameis Winston is good.
I think Jameis Winston can throw the ball. He can throw picks too.
Might have been trying to cut a corner.
Let's see. Week 3.
Everybody can throw a ball.
You and I, James, took New Orleans.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. That's what kind of stuck out in my brain.
Okay, I'll go ahead and correct that.
Those that looks to be the only errors.
No, everything's final. Remember?
Hey man, I have the master copy here. So the master copy was done last night. I can't control that part.
Just for show.
Yeah, everything else looks good. The Rams at Arizona, that looks right. Then we have Atlanta at Seattle. Yep, that's right. Green Bay at Tampa. We see what we like there. And then, of course, Denver at San Francisco. And then finally, we have the Giants at – actually,
I know
Dallas at
that's
the
wrong.
Giants.
That's got to be wrong.
That's wrong.
Yeah, I know that. You know why I got mixed up because
I know that's wrong.
on the Google document, like the
I'll fix it. I'll fix it right now so that let me tell you what's going on with this. I didn't want to be first. I wanted someone else to be first, so I picked Wes. So in the master copy, the first column of picks is Wes, and I'm second, and then you're third. But I think with this one, I think the records are equal. So you kind of put. I think you were trying to say these guys are equal, so this is where they're going to be at. And whoever has the best record, I think you were going to put them first.
Okay.
I think that's what you were trying to do. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix it so that this column.
we can make some corrections at break.
Yeah, no problem.
Make it final by the end of the show.
No,
I know Wes, he's got to have it.
So we know for sure.
You took New Orleans.
So I'm going to go. We're just going to go the last 3. Wes likes Tampa. You and I like Green Bay. Wes likes Denver. And you and I like San Francisco. That looks right. And then the last one, we just need to swap the Dallas between me and Wes.
Okay.
So and then we'll fix the Carolina with New Orleans.
Okay.
Other than that, everything else looks pretty good.
Cool.
You can kind of see those are the corrections. We'll make those updates, and then we'll probably show it again before we sign off for the week. But Wes, what's the game you're most looking forward to out of these matchups going into Sunday?
I mean, as I look at it,
Yeah.
probably I kind of want to see the Vegas, Tennessee. I think that's something I want to watch. Also, Buffalo, Miami,
Yep.
and of course, I got to watch Philly and Washington, and I got to some kind of way both teams lose, and then the Rams and the
Cardinals.
Cardinals. Got to watch that one. And, of course, Green Bay, Tampa Bay. You got to watch that.
Yeah, you're going to have to watch that one.
Rodgers against Tom Brady. That, got to watch that.
James, what about you? Is there anything that you kind of caught your eye besides those ones that that Wes mentioned?
I was kind of looking at Minnesota and Detroit. Because Detroit, man, they're actually like turned stuff around, and they've been playing pretty good, which is good to see. Even though they're in the NFC North, God, you don't want to see a team doing that bad. You know what I mean? You kind of feel sorry for them after a while.
I think everybody likes Dan Campbell. Everybody's since Hard Knocks. Everybody's jumping on that. They like, you gotta like the guy. You're cheering for him, but. I mean, it's Detroit.
He's a great representative as well as the team. A team often reflects his leadership, and there's nobody more blue collar than Dan Campbell. And then with him being in Detroit, it kind of fits the mold of that city. And if they kind of have this rebirth, hopefully Detroit kind of follows suit within the city, and they continue to kind of turn things around and prosper as a whole in the city. But yeah, I think Dan Campbell was the best fit for that team, and the fruits of their labor is kind of starting to come to fruition. And you kind of have to ask yourself, that defense, led by their number one overall pick, Hutchinson out of Michigan, hometown kid, he had 2 sacks last week. In Dynasty, 6 points is per sack. So he had a huge week last week whenever they played.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward. That's going to be a good game. For me, the game I'm kind of looking forward most is Pittsburgh at Cleveland. It's going to be the litmus test to see where that division is going to shape up. Pittsburgh, led by Trubisky, is they're okay. I don't know if they're going to be able to be as successful as they can be, but one thing I do know about Pittsburgh is they're going to play defense. They're going to run the ball, and that's about as much as you can ask for right now with a team that has their quarterback for the future as QB number 2 right now. Wes and I both like Pittsburgh. James like Cleveland, that matchup. Cleveland fans have no chill. I don't know if y'all saw in some certain instances, people are rocking Deshaun Watson jerseys in the stadium. People are putting up, they're basically saying that things that Deshaun Watson did are okay. There's no backlash right now in Cleveland for Deshaun Watson.
This is the chance for them to have their best quarterback since, Testaverde and Kozar. So
wait till he makes an exit. When he leaves Cleveland, wait till he makes an exit.
Oh, yeah, they'll be hurt.
Yeah.
If he leaves Cleveland, man, they burn your jersey.
If he leaves Cleveland, but he left them a Super Bowl ring, he'll be fine. Just like LeBron did with Cleveland Cavaliers. If he leaves you a ring, they'll be fine.
I don't know, man. It's the Browns. Can you actually see the Browns winning the Super Bowl? Like it's just hard to imagine because it seemed like the Browns are going to Brown. You just look at how they lost the game Sunday. I thought that game was over. I didn't know they lost that game until Monday morning and somebody brought it up.
Yep.
I was like, what? How you got to be kidding me? How do you lose a game like that? And that's the Browns.
Garrett Wilson, bro. That's what I was trying to tell y'all. Garrett Wilson is a very good receiver, remember, let's not forget Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl, right? Don't get me wrong. Your favorite linebacker was on that team. That's a joke. James is not a Ray Lewis fan.
Yeah, I'm not. Another game before we get off is Green Bay, of course, and Tampa Bay. No, like 2-way. I figured we were going to break or something. Sorry. Not that kind of show. But of course I will be watching Green Bay and Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's a must-see TV right there with those two teams.
Tom Brady just fine. It ain't always like he doesn't put up like numbers like Tua put up last week, but he finds a way to win.
Mike Evans suspended. Aaron shorthanded with receivers.
It would be a good It'll be good for the Packers if they were to win this game. Hoping they do it.
I heard Jerry's telling me that the Tampa Bay signed Cole Beasley.
That's right. They signed him today.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah. I mean, they said they signed him to the practice squad.
It's like the white Randall Cobb.
I don't know who's gonna.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know how you can have a 5'9" possession receiver, but apparently there's value for a 5'9" possession receiver.
I mean, I guess Tom made a big, he lived that life a long time in New England, with the small receivers, slot guys.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they're trying to bring back, some of that old little white guy in the slot type magic that Tom had in New England.
Hey, easy, buddy, easy there.
What?
So does this tell you?
I'm being sensitive.
Does this tell you always? Does this tell you that Tom made a run at Julian and he said no? If they had to sign Sauce, if they had to sign him, do you think that maybe Julian was like, Tom was like, come on, man, you got, like, we need you. And he's like, I'm done, dude. Like, I'm done. I'm not going to go back. So then you're left with,
I mean, I'm sure he probably gave a phone call to Gronk.
We all thought Gronk was going to come back, right? We still kind of think he is, but he's not.
I think
you don't think so?
Obviously, it's got to do something with his health. If you're turning down Tom to come back, he knew it was time.
Why did Bruce Arians step aside?
My real thought?
Yeah.
I think he wanted to give Todd Bowles an opportunity, and he knew Todd Bowles wouldn't get one. And he's like, I want a ring. I'm done. I want to chill. I don't want to be here all the time. I just want to be here.
He's still involved, right?
Yeah, he's like an assistant. But Todd, I think he really wanted to give Todd Bowles a shot.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, a fair shake, right? Because he wasn't going to get one anywhere else. And
why not?
That's a conversation. That's a conversation that would need to be on a paywall. We'll have to have a paywall to have a real discussion about that. It's because some owners aren't comfortable with some coaches. That's about as much I'm going to say on it. Unless people would like to have a deep dive on that topic.
Yeah. Wes, we should have Wes report on the what is it with the Phoenix Suns? Is it right now? The owner.
What's going on with the Phoenix Suns?
Is it Phoenix?
Yeah, this is Suns. What's this?
Well, we'll talk about it, but you have a window.
Oh yeah.
We have a window closing. Let's get into a break. It's 8:02. We'll get Wes re-upped so that he can have more time to talk. Give us about 5 minutes, maybe 6. When we come back, we'll dive a little bit into some Suns talk. Is this a Clippers kind of ordeal?
Yeah, pretty similar. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, gosh. Okay. I didn't know about this. Give us 6 minutes on the back. 8:10, 8:09. We'll be back. Why did this just come out now?
What?
This story.
No, it came out before.
When?
They just came with the verdict.
When did it break?
Now they're pissed off because they want him. They want it gone forever.
But when did the story come out originally?
It came out basically right before playoffs.
So why didn't it come out in 2016 or 2017 or 2018 or 2019?
I don't know. But I guess it just, they kind of swept it under the rug until then, I'm guessing. But I mean, basically what it's saying is that he was racist as fuck, wasn't he?
That's not what it says. I mean, those are the allegations. The allegations is that he's misogynistic and used the N-word.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's not the same thing as being racist. Because we got to be clear on this.
Well, I'm just saying, if he's calling players the N-word, it sounds pretty racist.
That's not the context that he used it in. He said that if players are going to say it, he wants to say it. That's his justification. Now, he denied that, and the general manager denied it also, that it ever happened. I think this is. I want to know what other things he's involved in. Like, is this a hit to get him out of power? Like, who wants to buy the Suns that they want him out? That's my question. Does anybody want to buy the Suns? Does anybody want to do this?
Because Silver says he doesn't have a right to take him away from him. And well, he's just a.
Welcome back to the show. Let's get back into it a little bit more. We just came off a little bit of football talk. Apparently, there's some news going on where a owner has been suspended, I believe, for a year and fined a numerous millions. I don't know how many quite millions. We're gonna get Wes on the beat to talk about this a little bit. Apparently, Robert Sarver, the majority owner of Phoenix Suns, has used some racially charged language as well as other allegations formed against him. I'm a little bit inquisitive about why this happened now. If this story originally began in 2016, why wasn't this story brought to light in 2016, 2017, 2018, or 2019? Why did it come out now? Or why did the punishment come down now from the NBA? A little bit more details. Wes, what can you tell us a little bit more about this with the racially charged, racially insensitive words will be uttered by Robert Sarver, allegedly?
He's saying that he was using it basically and telling stories, and he said he heard other players using it.
What word? What word?
The N-word.
Oh, okay.
But and there's been the ways I guess he's treated other people around the organization. And from what I understand, he's also the majority owner of the Mercury, the women's WNBA team. So I mean, they're just really they feel like it's the same thing kind of as the Clippers owner. So I think Draymond is kind of leading the pack, and they want to vote to get him out of there because Silver basically said he doesn't have the right to take away his team. So I'm guessing that's why he only banned him a year. I don't think this is going to be something that's going to go away when the NBA over the last few years has taken a big, huge stand on racial insensitivity. Is that what
I guess you can say that.
And just, I'm not saying I don't know exactly how he did it. I don't know if he was calling people this or what, but from what I understand, multiple people around the organization, not just players,
Yeah.
heard him using the word. I don't know if he was describing, making a story. Maybe he did the Chris Rock bit and got out of hand and somebody heard it and thought it was messed up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. But from what I understand, a lot of players don't want to go play for him now until he's gone. Considering that you have a lot of African American people playing basketball.
Yeah, no doubt.
And so they're good. Draymond wants to vote. He wants to, I don't know if it's just between the owners or is this going to be something that's going to be with the players and representatives. So I guess the player association, the people that back the players up, which would be Chris Paul, is one of the big leaders.
Exactly. That's where I wanted to go with this. That's why I wanted to ask. Chris Paul signed a contract before. I'm saying Chris Rock. I probably believe Chris Paul knew this had already happened because this originally the story was started in 2016, and that's why I find it. I'm a little skeptical. I'll be honest with you. I'm not saying the man's a saint, but what I am saying is, what other business relationships does Robert Sarver have that someone would want to make this information public? Is someone trying to take the team out from underneath him? Are the minority owners involved to try to get him out of power? Is Robert Sarver telling the truth? Is Robert Sarver lying? I don't know. I know the NBA did their investigation. Have they made that public? Do you know?
Have they made what they found out public?
Yeah, the investigation.
I have to look here too. But they've made it public that Silver said he's not gonna, take away his team, and they made it public that he's got the 1-year ban plus whatever money he got found.
Then why did they fine him for a year?
They haven't made it public on why it's taking so long. I don't believe. It just seems like this is something that I guess maybe it's a reoccurring thing, and they kind of maybe got a warning, and it just kept going.
Possible.
Or maybe it's just he said it finally around the wrong person, and now this person has looked into it now and found out that it's something that occurred multiple times. Maybe that's what happened. You got Chris Paul getting there and then heard this went down, and now maybe it is something like Chris Paul, because next thing you know, Chris Paul's getting up there, so maybe he retires and he's now the majority owner. Is that what you?
What I'm trying to say, man, is that moves like this, moves at this level, don't happen by accident. They happen on purpose, and I have a strong feeling that whoever is behind this information coming out, and it was originally came out because I think you talked about it, how Robert Sarver went into the locker room after a loss to the Golden State Warriors and was hearing Draymond use the N-word up and down the court, and he starts to use that word in the locker room with his coach, who's of African American and Hispanic descent, as well as the majority of the players in that locker room probably are African American. So they're just saying, look, man, you can't say that. Did he say it? I don't know. But I do know is that in one of the reports, his general manager, James Jones, who was a former NBA player and black, said that he has not ever heard Robert Sarver use that type of language. And so if you have the second in command of the team basically defending the primary owner, the majority owner, maybe there's a little bit of credibility to that. Or somebody could be even more skeptical and say, well, maybe he's just covering for his boss. I don't know. But what I do know is that moves at this level are fishy. I would like to know, I have more questions because it just doesn't make sense for a story that originally occurred in 2016 doesn't come to fruition until 2022. That's 6 long years. I'm going to give a break for 20 and 21 because of COVID. But what was going on between 2016 and 2019? Not a whole lot going on.
It's easy for people to maybe somebody in HR, they saw it as hey, this came up. What should I do with it?
Yeah.
Should I fast track it or should I, put it in the special pile that
shouldn't it have gone
nobody looks at?
Shouldn't it have gone straight to the commissioner?
Yeah.
It should have.
Yeah. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. But I mean, it just seems like it's bad timing, especially when that just happened to your boy in Vegas.
My boy,
You know, Gruden. But I mean, if this is
put
true,
that voodoo on me, Ricky Bobby.
I'm just saying, if this is true, that's got to be worse than what Gruden said. I would think.
Oh, by far.
So I mean, and if I'm the old coach of the Clippers, I'm like, hey, what? I don't even think that guy said the word.
Oh, I don't remember. All I know is that he described people a certain way, and that's what kind of got his team 86. But maybe I don't know what's going on in the NBA as far as like how the movements are going to happen that way, but I don't know, man. The NBA does some questionable things with some questionable business partners and some questionable parts of the world to get real defensive about this one.
But I'm just saying that you know the players are quick to sit down and not play though. You know,
because they have all the
There's
power.
already been rumbling of players not playing if he is still the owner of the Phoenix Suns.
Well, I guess the fan isn't going to get to watch their favorite player.
I mean, I don't know the dude. You know the players run the NBA. Man.
I know. You're right.
So first they got to. I mean, I'm sure they're talking to LeBron. You know, they got to talk to LeBron.
Hey man, look, LeBron's gonna lose his power eventually. Like, what is LeBron? LeBron's not even the leader of the NBA PA. That's Chris Paul, isn't it?
Dude, who do you think Chris Paul answers to?
Derek Fisher.
Just because LeBron
He answers to Derek Fisher
Himself. I hope he's his own man. I hope Chris Paul.
A guy who's like a hair taller than him. Is Derek Fisher taller than Chris Paul?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're about the same size.
Hey man, don't let Chris Paul's his own man.
Why do they got these guys running the NBA? You know,
I don't know.
they're like the small guys.
I mean, it's really about your what you do off the court too, though. I mean, you can't be somebody that's in trouble a lot.
Yeah.
You gotta have a clean aura about you. Chris Paul, he kind of has that.
Yeah.
But to me, when I see Chris Paul play, I think he's a dick, dude. No, he'd be the first person I'd hit in the face.
I'm over here saying small guys, but small to the average NBA player. Tall guys compared to myself.
Yeah,
I'll make sure to correct.
Chris Paul probably towers over you, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Trust me, I know.
See, when stuff like this gets brought up, what happened to the NBA teams when the Clippers owners had to sell? Everybody's team's value like doubled. Would we say doubled? Maybe tripled?
I mean, the NBA. I mean, they just. First of all, I don't understand where the NBA gets its money. I guess it's something I'm missing at. But I mean,
China.
China.
They signed some ridiculous TV deals and all this kind of stuff, and so.
No, but seriously, Wes, the last time when old dude from the Clippers had to sell, Sterling, everybody's look. And here's a go, Mavs. When did Mark Cuban buy the Mavs?
I couldn't tell you that.
Okay, how much did he buy him? How much did he buy the Mavs for? I know the number.
Go ahead, then.
289 million. What are the Mavs valued at today?
Billion?
I only know this because I watched Kevin Hart's Slow Special. Right now, the Mavs are valued at 2.5 million. Excuse me, billion.
Yeah.
2.5 billion. And a lot of that increase came about when Sterling had to sell. If Sarver has to sell, I think everybody's gonna gain $1 billion.
What'd you say? 2.7?
2.5.
2.7 now.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
I see what you're doing. So if they get together and vote, you think that this guy's out there? Huh?
He's going to be out.
They look at the money.
And the value of the teams are going to go.
But I mean, I think if they vote him out, he's still. Sterling's probably still getting some of that money.
Of course.
He just doesn't have any decisions.
Hey, look, it's not going to be. Did Sterling get punished
I mean, he lost the team. Yeah,
His punishment was losing the team, but he got handsomely paid for it.
Yeah.
Same thing's gonna happen with Sarver.
I mean, if I was Stone, I'd take it. I mean, they're not gonna win. So hey, take the money, dude. I mean,
maybe this was orchestrated by Sarver.
And he could take whatever he makes off of selling the Mercury, and he could donate that because I'm sure they ain't gonna be much.
What are you trying to say?
Nobody watches the WNBA, man.
What'd you say?
So nobody watches the WNBA.
I mean, not wrong. I'm not wrong on that.
Did you know they just finished this season? I believe.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about the finals.
I think what was her name? Asia?
Becky Hammond. She won. You know, she's from the tree of Popovich. Used to be a coach on the San Antonio Spurs.
Look at you over here.
She won?
Spurs chasing.
Yeah. I mean, she I don't know. I'm not too much involved in basketball these days just because, man, Spurs. Oh, violent.
All right. We've gone to WNBA. I think that's enough of the snooze fest. Let's kick this bad boy on over back to the SEC. Look, I'm sorry, but basketball doesn't move the needle, and I'm sure WNBA, all respect to the girls out there, the ladies out there, but they're not moving the needle either. Sorry.
Oh, well, I'm not arguing that.
Hey.
All I know is she played at Notre Dame. Great looking girl. I forgot her name. Great looking lady.
I'll be sure to include that in my search.
Skylar Diggs.
There you go. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. I get her on the show. She's probably gonna come on after this, but I don't know, it's worth a shot.
Does that move the needle?
I call her.
You can call her? Okay.
Yeah, see what she's doing.
Yeah, it's just time to get back to football. That's right. SEC, big matchup this weekend. Let's talk about it, Wes. We're going to talk about it once more. What are the games you're looking forward to kick off week 3 of the NCAA football college week?
Of course, I'm looking forward to the Aggies and the Razorbacks. But another good game, I think, to watch out for. I think it's going to be a big test for Kentucky and Tennessee. And I think that Texas Tech game, I think that's another big game to watch. But the Hogs, like I said, they should come out. They're going to do a lot of play action, or they got to do a lot of RPOs. Uh-huh. And hopefully, they can run all over A&M and keep that Max. Is it Max Johnson that they started now at A&M? Yeah. Hopefully they can keep him on the sideline and get a victory going into playing Alabama, so it doesn't hurt as much when you lose to Alabama. It actually hypes it up though if they beat A&M and then have to play Alabama next. That becomes a big game.
You think? I think there's going to be a little bit of vengeance coming with A&M this year after that loss last year to Arkansas, and with Max Johnson now at the helm, leading the Fighting Aggies. I think, man, I'm really strongly feeling a close game, but a victory for A&M, 27-21. That's kind of where I'm going to put the victory for them. I know you like the Razorbacks, which is totally understandable, but the way they had a hard time against Missouri State last week, I'm a little bit concerned if they'll be able to kind of keep up with the firepower. Now, I know they got plenty of athletes. The biggest challenge, I think, for them is will they be able to limit the big plays by A&M? I think that's going to be the biggest question for the Arkansas Razorback defense. As well as if A&M can't stop the running game for Arkansas, it's probably not going to go their way. That's the biggest asset. I think y'all's coach has that offensive line humming and so strong to put the running game as the priority for them. That's going to be their biggest.
Almost lost to Missouri State. But you're not worried about A&M who actually lost to Appalachian State.
Who was the quarterback for A&M at Appalachian State game? Who was the quarterback?
Oh, so you think this guy he's been so much better?
Oh yeah.
How many points they put up against Miami?
I don't know, like 14, 21. Yeah, 21-7.
Wasn't it pretty? I mean, from what I understand, it wasn't pretty. So
Did you see the offensive line for Miami? Did you see the defense for Miami?
Defensive line?
No, the offense and the defense. The defense played extremely well. And it wasn't until the big plays came in the fourth quarter that A&M was able to pull away. But that offensive line for Mario Cristobal, former Oregon coach, he's going to probably send 3 offensive linemen to the league between Oregon and his time in Miami. Mario Cristobal has that offensive line for Miami humming. They look very good. Next year, they could be a very powerful offensive line going into next year. But right now, I'm sorry, man. I think A&M just has better athletes. Now, if they can if they can get Jimbo to like take it easy on his play calling and Mac Johnson can take care of business, then everything will be just fine. But yeah, Max Johnson I think is going to be the quarterback to be, and it was me who did call for him to get that starting job. I'm not sure Jimbo listened to me, but it was my suggestion to get Max Johnson in there when you were trying to keep Haynes King in there, because I know you wanted Haynes King to get a little bit more doubt. So once they go into Fayetteville,
you're always yelling for the backup. You're that guy.
No, man, no. I just see with my eyes. That's all. See with my eyes.
We all see with our eyes, Paul.
Are you sure? Are you sure, Wes?
Damn, this guy. Anyway, what do you think about where's Texas playing Tech at?
It's in Lubbock. It's a trap game. It's a trap game for sure. 100%. I think Texas I think their ego's a little wounded, barely getting out of that game with UTSA. And if they're not careful, Lubbock is going to love to trash their feelings if they get the opportunity.
Man, it should be an exciting game. What do you think? Do you think it's going to be a back and forth game, or you think it's going to be a low scoring game, maybe a 21-17, whatever type game?
Man, the over under 60. So no, I don't think it's going to be low. The over under 60, and Texas is a 6.5 point favorite. So 7 points. So it's going to be tight.
And you still like Texas?
Man, barely. That's why I feel.
Who's Texas play after that?
Let's see. Hold on. After Texas Tech, Texas will play West Virginia at DKR. Yeah.
Well, I mean, so they should go into the Oklahoma game with only one loss, right?
We hope so, because if they're going to lose, it's Saturday. I think they could if they don't come with it, and if they can win this game and they can beat West Virginia, they should have Quinn Ewers for Oklahoma.
Yeah. And so if you get to the Oklahoma game with just one loss,
right?
And I think you're sitting pretty good. I mean, I think nobody probably saw you doing any better than that.
Is that still the Red River shootout?
In my eyes, it is.
It's always the Red River shootout.
In my eyes, it'll always be.
Because that's basically Oklahoma, Texas is separated by the Red River.
Yeah.
So that's why I call it the Red River.
So go ahead and tell me what happened and what is it now?
Oh, wait.
It's the Red River rivalry now.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
All right.
But, shootout. And,
say no more.
Yeah, pew-pews and, that kind of stuff. We want to be.
I think shootout might be towards basketball. And then
right, like the
Washington rivalry.
Like the Washington Bullets, they had changed their name to the Wizards and all of that kind of stuff. Pew-pew life. I'm just saying. People don't like it. No me gusta. Is that how they say it?
A shootout.
Well, it's still that in my eyes. It'll always be the Red River shootout. Yeah, the biggest test I think is definitely Oklahoma and then Oak State. And those are 2 weeks apart for Texas. If they get through Oklahoma State with one loss, they're gonna play for the college football playoff. There's just no other way. Of course, they have to run the table.
Yeah, they got to run the table and win the Big 12.
Right, but what I'm saying is if those are the 2 biggest tests. It's going to be Oklahoma and it's going to be Oklahoma State. And then, of course, at the end of the year, they're going to have to play Baylor.
Yeah.
But I don't think Baylor is what they were. I don't think they were there. They are not what they were last year. I think they've kind of offensively declined a little bit.
because you can't get a 2-loss Big 12 team in the national championship this year.
No.
Because you're already talking about USC's got to be undefeated, right?
They will be undefeated. I believe 100%.
So, and then you got to figure what Ohio State, Michigan probably be.
Whoever wins that game, is going to be in.
Yeah, and then if you got more likely probably Alabama and Georgia with 1 loss at the most because they play each other in the SEC championship, so then they'll probably put them right back in there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is it kind of just looking like it's going to be the same as last year?
No, I think Clemson goes undefeated in the ACC, and they'll probably be the 3rd seed. So whoever wins the SEC championship is going to get in, and whoever loses, I think, gets out. I think they're going to put in a 1-loss Texas, an undefeated USC, and an undefeated Clemson. And then whoever wins the SEC.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm not trying to be a hater, but I can't see Texas with only 1 loss at the end of the season.
What if it's Bama and Bama's number 1?
I'm saying I can't see Texas going through the season with just 1 loss.
Granted, but what I'm just saying, hyperbole, like if they do, you got to.
I mean, if they do, yes, they would be in, yes, because that means that they're beating Oklahoma, beating Oklahoma State, and Baylor. Yes, they would be in, of course,
and
because their 1 loss would be to Alabama.
They would beat Oklahoma State in Stillwater. That's the other half of it too, and of course, that Oklahoma is going to be on a neutral site. You look a little down about it. You look a little, you're a little verklempt. You're not so excited about that.
Well, I did not say that, but I mean, like you said, we got a lot of football to go, and like I said, I just don't see them doing it. I mean, that's tough.
Yeah,
but,
it's a run.
We don't know what's going to happen in the Big 12 though either. I mean, yeah, we say it's Ohio State, Michigan race, but it seems like one of those teams always trip up kind of. So either Michigan or Ohio State trips up before they get to that game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think CJ Stroud is the truth. I think that, his plethora of receivers are not going to let him down, and I think his defense will play well enough to keep Michigan at bay, and I think they advance forward. Their problem, I think, they're going to have to worry about like Northwestern, one of those teams, an obscure Big Ten team that can just nick them up at the end. Like they're just going to play down 1 week, and they're not going to be up for that game, and they could get caught. For me, that's Texas this week. If Texas doesn't go to play Texas Tech, they're going to get caught. It's going to ruin their season.
I have a feeling the Tech fans are going to be up for that game. I think they're going to bring it. So might be a tough crowd. Might get some crowd noise. So maybe I hope they're prepared for that.
Well,
you talk about the Big Ten, and Scott Frost just lost his job.
Yep.
I'm hearing rumors Urban Meyer to Nebraska, but do you think he can still recruit there as he did in other places? Like recruiting in Nebraska has got to be different now that they don't have that pipeline to Texas. You can't say, "Hey, we're gonna play this game here in Texas," because we're in the Big 12, we play games in Texas, so you can see your kid play. I mean, don't you think it's kind of different? He's not getting that pipeline to Florida either.
I'm sorry, man, but I'm gonna disagree with you. I think wherever Urban Meyer goes, he brings his own pipeline. The pipelines he built at Utah, the pipelines he built at Florida, the pipelines he built at Ohio State, he just brings them with him. And I think if he was able to get kids out of Texas when he was at Ohio State, he'll be able to get kids anywhere he wants. Because remember, the hard part isn't going to be recruiting. The hard part is going to be the NIL deals. Does Nebraska have enough to keep up with the high-end recruits that are going to be getting offers from A&M, Texas, Ohio State, Michigan, Florida, USC? Those are the types of things that I think he'll have trouble with. And if he's smart, he doesn't go to Nebraska. You wait for another job like Notre Dame, and then when that job comes open, then you go take the Notre Dame job. That's the way I see it. Because he needs a lot of money wherever he's going to go, if he goes.
Did you hear about the Nebraska wide receiver? He's got a NIL deal
With who?
with the local AC place. The Coldest Crawford.
The Coldest Crawford. That's pretty good, but I didn't hear about that.
He seriously, he has it's a deal with the AC, like whatever, putting in air conditioning,
right?
Or whatever, the local place around there, and it's like.
What do you think he gets for his NIL deal? What do you think he gets?
I don't know. Have you seen him on the field? I haven't seen him on the field.
I haven't seen him.
I mean, I know he's supposed to be the coldest Crawford, but I don't know if he's the coldest Cornhusker. But yeah, he got an NIL deal with the local AC places. I wonder. I hope it helped them sell some units.
What's he gonna do? Sell Freon? What are you talking about here now?
He's in the commercial. You can be in commercials now. So that's his NIL deal.
But my thing is, what is he? What these is just money? Free AC for life?
Who is it? What's his name?
The Coldest Crawford.
Yeah, I mean he's just just seen him. He's got a commercial. I saw it somewhere, and he's just like, I forget how to say it, but anyway, use his name. He's in it. It's like the Coldest Crawford. Keep your AC the coldest.
He's gonna be installing Nest thermostats, so it's the coldest. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't like. What are you gonna get out of a deal with a local AC company? There you go. James is pulling it up right now. The Coldest Crawford's. No, we'll probably get hit for it.
No? Okay.
SOS Heating and Cooling.
Yeah, we can watch it on break.
He's literally like selling AC services right now.
Yeah.
It's got like frozen transitions in the commercial. All right, man. Hey, do your thing. If they broke you off a bag, by all means, take it.
Yeah.
But I would negotiate, be like, look, I'm gonna need a free AC installation, like wherever I live, wherever I move to. Like, it's not gonna be in Nebraska. Did you live in Nebraska, James?
Yeah. Lately, I've kind of, dude, I'm. Well, obviously,
That's the same face I had, Wes.
Would I live there? Okay, maybe I jumped the gun. Hey, it's that.
It's your juice.
So I retract my statement.
Okay.
I'm gonna need to contemplate this, but I think I don't know, man.
Just visiting.
Yeah, I'd go visit.
Like you'd visit. Like
Hey,
you'd
when was
visit.
the last time somebody was like, "Man, dude, I had such a good time in Nebraska"?
Right.
Never. But you would visit Green
God,
Bay,
I feel
right?
like an idiot. Yeah, and I always told myself, I was like, when I go to Green Bay, I want to experience the frozen tundra. So I want to go out there when it's like fucking butt cold, right? And so you remember when it froze like 2 years ago? There was like ice covered with like 2, 3, 4 inches of snow.
A lot of snow.
And so I told my girl and the kids, I was like, hey, let's go walk to the store, since no one's driving. So we went and we were just like, and like I was so cold. And I told my girl, I said, you know what? I know I've always said this, but I think now I'm I don't know, man. We might as well just go like at the beginning or the end of October, like
That's still gonna be cool.
yeah. But
Well,
I don't know
you
about
gotta
other
be
cultures.
prepared for that stuff, dude. You gotta
Yeah,
have
for
the right
sure.
clothes.
Yeah,
to
but
go
we're
out
from
there.
Texas, We're from Texas.
I was not prepared with that
Yeah,
ice storm.
I have no clothes to be in snow. Like, you gotta
Thought you were saying,
have,
I have no
waterproof
clothes, period.
boots and gloves and all types of stuff. I don't have stuff like that. Why?
Yeah.
Because I've lived in Texas my whole life.
Yeah.
I've seen snow on the ground like that maybe 3 times. So like, why would I buy stuff like that? It's just gonna sit and take up junk. I got too much junk already.
Like all that Cowboys memorabilia you got. By the way, I was gonna ask you, what kind of shirt you got on
That was
today?
a quick one right there. What kind of shirt do you have on, Wes?
Oh, it's a wolf.
You say you got a thrift store.
Hey, man.
Not that there's nothing wrong with that.
Thrift store
Hey,
special.
it's a shout out to my homeboy. I guess he probably ain't watching tonight, but what's his name? What's Luciano?
Lucky.
Yeah, Lucky Luciano. Yeah, he's a big Wolf guy. He's got like all kinds of weird Wolf T-shirts.
Wolfpack. Was he a fan of the Wolfpack?
What y'all know about the wolf?
NWO. Sweet.
Nah, I think he's trying to say he wants to be a lone wolf. Why you hating on my shirt though, man?
I'm not hating. Who's hating?
He said it was a good
Oh,
shirt.
I'm ready for off the rails.
Well,
Let's go to break. I'm ready for off
here
the
we
rails.
go. Y'all driving the show now or what? What am I even doing here? All right, guys, let's get to a quick break. 8:45 on the dot. Give us about 5-6 minutes. Reload. Get off the rails. Talk about some stuff other than football. Probably been doing a little bit of that too much tonight, but it's homecoming week here.
Yep.
Shout out to the Lions, homecoming. Get that dub. Maybe somebody will see James on the sideline. All right, give us 5 minutes. We'll be back. Welcome back to the show. It's time to get off the rails. This is part of the show where we just kind of do our own freestyle, kind of talk about what we want, when we want, how we want. Wes Washington back in the building. Had to do a little troubleshooting to get him back. We had a little difficulty, but we finally got him back locked in, ready to go. Did y'all see Kyler Murray get slapped after the Raiders game?
What's up?
Did y'all see Kyler Murray get smacked after the Raiders game?
I did not.
Wes, you ever seen that?
Did you see Wes get smacked after the Paul Rodriguez show?
Wes, you got smacked or you got muted?
What, he got smacked by who?
A fan.
Like, what do you mean? Like, how did they slap him?
So he's celebrating after the win. He's celebrating with it. It looks like one of his buddies who's on near the field, not on the field, but he's still in the stands. But there's a section of the fans of the seats that's real close to the field, and he's like celebrating with a buddy. Obviously, looks like a buddy of his. Well, as he's moving down the framework of the railing, there's two more Cardinals fans, and he's kind of like jostling and celebrating with them, giving them, pats on the shoulders. Well, as he's moving left, there's one guy in a gray shirt, does not appear to wear any red. He comes over the top, and as soon as Kyler's in between the two Cardinals fans, the guy in the gray shirt comes over the top and like smacks him on the right side of his face through his like chin. And now that person's being investigated by Las Vegas Police Department.
Ooh.
For allegedly, smacking, assaulting.
That's assault, right?
Assaulting Kyler Murray.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they probably should do something about that. I mean, you can't be going down there and touching players, man. That's you gotta be able to control yourself.
So
man.
y'all haven't seen
as
the video?
As much as I want to go smack some players around, man, you can't be going doing that.
You want to smack some players or some owners?
So what?
Some players or some owners?
Owners, players, coaches. I mean, refs.
Animal.
So you can everybody can get it.
Yeah.
Like Nate Diaz.
Shout out Stone
Everybody can
Cold.
get it. Did you see? I'm over here.
I want to slap some fans too.
They want to smack you too back. They want to smack you back.
Some of y'all need to wake up.
Yeah, some of y'all need to go to bed.
Yeah, I hear you.
Let's get over here. You all right there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm great.
Got some water to cool you off?
I know it is hot in here. I got to turn the fan back on, but I can't ever.
Let me see you do that.
I got to turn the ceiling fan off when I'm doing the show.
Let me see you do that AB.
The AB.
You can't do that. No. Can't do that AB. I did it yesterday.
I'm not a dancer.
Okay, buddy.
He did the AB impression yesterday. I guess he don't give a fuck.
Here goes old 45. 45's coming out. That's tomorrow, guy. Your show's tomorrow. I
heard the Cowboys needed a quarterback. Where's Kaepernick when you need him?
Well, how about Uncle Rico? Somebody did a meme. Somebody did a meme, and they pasted Jerry Jones's head on top of Andy Dalton's body. It's like, I guess I'll do it myself. Come out there and play quarterback.
Imagine.
Undrafted free agent Out of Arkansas, class of 55.
Did you see Eli Manning?
I saw parts of it, but I saw just the thumbnails. But I don't know. I was like, dude, y'all can tell. Look at this dude. Looks old as hell.
No, he had like
Prosthetics?
Yeah, he had like prosthetics and stuff. Because I was like, dude, if you're just gonna send Eli Manning over there with like a mustache and like a freaking wig, like it's not gonna fly.
Yeah.
Like this is fake. I'm not buying it. But they had like prosthetics on, and I was like, oh okay. I was watching it.
His nose was like mine. It was big. I was like, dude, that's a big nose.
In today's day and age, you show up and you're like a legit like person trying out at Penn State, and you see this guy, you're like, this is a ruse. You know what I mean? Like you have to, yeah. And then if you don't like bring it up to somebody, they're probably just gonna cut you anyways.
That's right.
It's like you see Wes trying out for the Dallas Mavericks, and he's like, "Oh yeah, what's your vertical? What is your vertical, Wes?"
My vertical right now, none.
Wes like, I ain't jumping.
Too old, man.
Would you still ball, Wes? Would you like if there was a pickup game? Would you play?
I mean, like maybe it's like half court, man. I'm not trying to go all out, dude. I can't. You know, I have to watch these things. I can't be falling
Half
and
court.
jumping over stuff. You know, my game is totally changed now.
Do you think if you got like competitive enough, like you're playing the game and like somebody's just like bodying you the whole game, and you finally get that one opportunity to just dunk all in their face, are you doing it? That competitive spirit's not going to be there?
It ain't about no competitive spirit, man. It's about old age. You can't move.
What if we're playing and I'm just like locking you down completely? What are you gonna do?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
First of all, I don't need that to play against you. I can play. You're not gonna be able. First of all, you're not gonna be able to body me. I don't know. So I don't. I think you got to use another. You can't use James as the example.
Never know. You might get out there and break a leg.
Huh?
You never know. You might get out there and break a leg.
He's gonna do the old Karl Malone and pull the chair out from underneath you as soon as you back him down.
Yeah.
No, I don't even need to do that though.
So you're just shooting J's.
So your jump shot is that good?
No, I don't have to shoot J's.
Layups.
Yeah, I shoot layups.
He plays it safe. I get it. I get it, Wes.
He's a 100%er.
I get it.
So put in the bucket.
Yeah. Why would I take any other shots?
Why would you take a risk, right? Why would you take a risk?
Yeah.
Life's a risk,
Appreciate it.
brother. That's what they say. Life's a risk, brother.
Can't blame him.
You gotta take all your opponents seriously. So if that's my game. That's my advantage. Hey man, let me see that shirt though, man. What size is that? I don't think I can fit it. No,
you can fit it. You couldn't fit mine either. Yeah, over here, free advertising. You sell me a hat, mother trucker.
No way.
Yes.
I have it in the car.
You've been saying that for 2 years.
Well, I do.
I believe you. This guy owes me a hat.
Nice. Did you design that or?
I did not.
Oh yeah.
I did not.
So Wes, when's the last time you checked out the show?
Dude, I told you, man. Wednesdays I'm always busy. It's hard for me to do it. I can't really put on Dark Side of the Might as I drive people around.
Yeah, but he's sending us like bullshit memes like
All day
from
long.
6 to 10.
Hey, you can send that. Nobody's seeing that. But I'm just saying I can't listen to them while I have people in the car, especially with your foul mouth.
I've worked on it.
No.
Give me some
He's
credit.
talking about your show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's talking about your show.
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh God.
No, you got better here. You only dropped like one F-bomb tonight.
Unless he's like really feeling it. When he gets angry, they come out.
Don't you press my button.
They come out like deer pellets.
Swollen Mike Tyson.
Hey, I saw something yesterday, James. You'll appreciate this.
I know
Disney almost has me hooked to getting the subscription. Almost. Because they came out with Nick Fury's series. His little, I think it's called Secret Invasion.
No, they haven't came out with it.
No, it's the trailer drop though.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, and so I was just like, oh, I'm gonna come.
Why that?
Because I like Nick Fury.
Chill out, Trump.
Hey, you threw up the lob, so I was like, I'm gonna dunk it.
Don't come.
That's
Do not
We're
come.
not talking about presidents and vice presidents here. Oh gosh, it's another show.
One of my favorite memes.
So
I'm gonna come. It's a Trump
we
quote.
should have never given you juice today. Should have never gave you Mexican juice.
So why that?
I don't know. I think just because of it looks manly. It looks like, it doesn't look kiddish.
Doesn't look She-Hulkish.
It doesn't. No, she looks cool. No, it's a cool idea. It's a cool concept. But I'm not watching it. But this one, the Fury thing, I'm like, oh, Secret Invasion. Like, who is invading?
The Scrolls.
Is that what that is? Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks for ruining it. Now I don't need to buy it. Now I don't need to watch it. So yeah, if that's what it is, I don't know what the scrolls are, but
It's I didn't ruin it.
it's not.
I'm glad to see you're intrigued.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I was like, okay, Nick Fury comes out. You got his busted eye, looking all crazy. I'm like, cool. That's man stuff. Yeah. Then he gets his weapons.
Who is Nick Fury? Nick Fury. That's not Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
They say this is the way I talk. Yeah, Sam Jackson. I'm
That's
not
Nick
yelling.
Fury?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I can't stop yelling. This is the way I talk. Haven't you ever seen me?
Get my beard, Sam Jackson beard.
I'll take a Samuel Jackson.
It's beard.
Yo, that's a funny bit right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Chappelle's hilarious.
He nailed it.
He nailed a few of them. I just set myself up for failure. But back to it, gentlemen. Anything interesting going on in House of Dragon? Y'all gotta check it out.
Nah, not doing that. What I am looking forward
Yes,
to
you do.
is the Homecoming Friday.
Okay.
Looking forward to being out there, getting some. I don't know, man. When I go out there, do some work for Recon. I'm working.
Yeah.
Can't be a fan.
But you are a fan.
I am.
They're a fan of you. The kids know where the camera is.
Yeah. I was chatting with them, a few of them.
Yeah.
And I've a couple other people that go and do the same line of work as me. I chat with them and stuff like that. So it's good to get out there.
Where?
Yeah.
Ew. I should go check out a high school. I just been to a high school football game and
I don't have a choice. Paul's like, hey, get out there, bitch.
That's not what I said. He's just racking them up right now. But yeah, Wes, you don't go to high school football games?
nah, just because I'm always busy on Friday night.
What are you
So, I
doing?
mean, driving.
Oh, okay.
This Friday night though, I should probably have nothing unless something comes up. Seems like something always comes up last minute. Like I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna go do this, and then somebody will be like, hey, we need a ride, and I'll be like, you paying? Yeah, I'm on my way.
Money in the bank. Shawty, what you drink?
Oh shit, it's West Washington.
They're like, oh shit, West Washington.
Like Wayne Brady.
Nah,
That bit just ran through all of our heads.
nah.
Wayne
that's
Brady makes Brian Gumbel.
I think I'm more like Chappelle and scared. Wayne Brady was really actually mad about that. He agreed to do that with Dave Chappelle, but he was actually mad at Paul Mooney for what he said, man, because he felt like Paul Mooney was hating on Brian Gumbel and hating on him, and he felt like he shouldn't be hating on other black folk.
So, Wes, as a black man, do you think Paul Mooney was wrong, or do you think he was right?
It's comedy, man.
Well, you tell me.
But
You tell me.
No, it's comedy. So like that's just the way it is. I mean,
So he's right.
yeah, Paul Mooney, he ain't got no problem against no problems with what's his name? I'm about to hold him blank.
Brian Gumbel.
Wayne Brady, So he's just making jokes, man. That's why a lot of comedians say they don't like to hang out with other comedians because there's always a joke and it's just always people just talking shit. So like, sometimes you get a little sensitive, you get a little butthurt.
It basically boils down to you can dish it, but you can't take it.
If you ain't got thick skin, don't open your mouth.
Because you get a good group, man, and they find a weakness, and they would, oh man, you just get Have you ever seen Kevin Hart when he comes on to the TNT set?
You ever seen?
He destroys all those dudes. He goes after Shaq. I mean, Kenny Smith. Like it's.
But it doesn't. Don't you
it's
think?
Kind of mean.
Don't you think it's easy for Kevin though? Don't you think it's easy for him because what are they gonna crack open? A short joke? He's heard them all.
Yeah. So I mean it.
But I was gonna ask you, like you had talked about going on NBA Tonight with Kevin Hart. But like, have you ever seen Wes Washington go on the Paul Rodriguez show?
Oh, what, man? I'm nice to y'all.
James is dying over here. James is dying over here. You should have seen it.
Man, here you go. If anything, I'm on this picked on. I should be active. You're right. I am Wayne Brady.
No, you're Kevin Hart. You come and you just like destroy us. We're trying to defend ourselves.
What?
Yeah.
What show are y'all watching?
I agree.
The Paul Rodriguez show.
Dude, please,
He's
man.
like, James is short, Paul's fat, and I'm like, well, you.
I'm 6'6" and I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
No,
Pretty much.
Y'all basically invited me on the show to become the target. It was like, hey, we're tired of picking on each other. Let's bring in Wes, and then we can just pick on him the whole time.
Wes, you were asked to join this show to be a contributor, and you have done that in spades. I want to personally say thank you.
He said in spades.
That's his opinion.
Well, James, he doesn't get a vote.
You know, that's what they used to call black people.
Yes, Wes, I'm aware.
Been hanging out with Sterling and what's his name? Seaver?
See, why you put that voodoo on me, Ricky Bobby? You tried to do it earlier with Gruden too. You ain't right.
Hey man, I like Gruden.
I bet you do.
I like Gruden.
I bet you do.
Hey, if we got in trouble for our emails, I mean, if everybody looked at our emails, we could be in just as much trouble as John Gruden. Come on.
Well, we don't send emails, number one. So
Maybe
our emails,
text messages, maybe.
text messages, that may be the other story.
I mean, well, just look at James's Facebook Messenger. Man.
Which one?
Man.
That was me who sent that. With Trey Lance.
Both of y'all.
Did y'all see Trey Lance in the club? And then that Sunday he breaks his ankle.
Leave him. Let that man have a good time.
Hey. You want to be out there? You gonna get criticized.
Oh, bro, that's wrong, man. Let that man have a good time. That's on the club.
He had a good time. You better believe he had a good time.
That's on the club, man. I think these clubs, man, you get the big time guys in there. You need to be watching to make sure people ain't filming.
That looked like his crew who was filming.
Nah, man, because first of all, I'm telling anybody in my crew that's filming, you out the crew.
Dude, he was right there like Paul Pierce, just letting him go.
Hey, let that man have a good time.
I'm saying, it is what it is.
That's legal action. There's no sexual harassment there.
I know. Nobody even brought that even up. How do you pull
saying,
it out of thin air like that?
Just like they hated on Jimmy G when he was dating a porn star. Don't hate on that man because he having a good time.
He's a porn star slayer. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, don't hate on that man because he having a good time. Do your thing.
Yeah, he was all grins when he was talking about his homie, his brother. Trey's our brother. We're gonna pick him up, and he's got this big old grin on his face. Come on, dude. And he's gonna make what is it, $350,000 for every W? Yeah. This weekend he got an extra $350,000 just because they won.
Don't try to make it seem like he went out there and did that to Trey Lance.
Oh, you know who did it? Was Karma. Karma did it because Trey was being a brat about saying he was not comfortable with Jimmy being on the roster. And Trey wanted Jimmy traded out. Karma is undefeated. So he shouldn't have been crybabying about Jimmy Garoppolo being on the roster. Here you go. He created that monster himself.
Me personally, I just think I just think it plays out the way it plays out. You know what I mean? And you know, you can draw your circumstances. You can allude it to whatever you want.
Sure.
But I mean, it is what it is.
Don't let Garoppolo mess around and bring back a Super Bowl trophy.
Oh,
Don't let Trey.
Then what happens?
Then that's gonna be a real big problem.
Let me ask you guys something also, and it's off the wall.
Okay.
What does it take to have a quarterback controversy in Dallas? And is that even possible?
You got to have a good quarterback started first of all.
Okay.
I don't think it's definitely possible. I mean, some
It's
kind
possible?
of way.
In current circumstances, it's possible.
No.
I think it is. It should be. I mean, if the team is looking good, if you by the time that I think you got to leave Dak. The more they win, the longer you got to leave Dak out. It's kind of like what they did when Romo was supposed to come back. But if he just keeps winning, then you know what? You just leave him out.
That means we're gonna see more
Well, it depends on
that
if they
means
win games.
that means we're gonna see more Damon. That's all I was gonna say.
Nobody wants that, man. Yeah, I gotta let that dude be, man. I think the more you say his name, the more he's probably like. If you keep him relevant, that's what he likes.
Was he like Candyman?
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Say his name 5 times into the mirror or into the camera.
He's probably he's upstairs watching with old girls, so you know they hang out a lot.
Hopefully not yours.
What do you mean mine? I don't got a girl. What is that, dude? Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that, man.
It's like Nelly and what was her name? Kelly Rowland.
Oh.
Man, Nelly. Ugh. Not a fan of Nelly.
Kelly.
The Band-Aid thing was tough.
No,
Nelly.
Nelly and Kelly Rowland. Yeah.
And I don't think I ever owned a Nelly album.
Bro, you didn't think that his first LP was good?
Oh, dude.
It was.
I owned it.
It was a banger.
Yeah.
Man.
Don't you guys miss?
Like, if those songs came on in the club, yeah, I go out there and dance, but like,
Yeah, big nasty out there.
I'm not chilling in the car rolling by myself, you know, playing It's Getting Hot.
How are we going to high school? I got to go to high school with some music.
You know what? You guys miss like the days where you like have a physical CD. No. Okay. So for instance, real quick, since we are off the rails, I got teenage boys in the house, and the music out there is crazy. I'm gonna keep it short, Paul. So music out there.
You're gonna do something different.
Oh, music out there is just insane, So we were like, we have an older 16-year-old.
Yeah.
And he listens to what he listens to. And I'm like, hey, like, I don't mind you listen to this, but there's other smaller children in the house that I don't think they can handle this. And so, me and my girl were talking about it. I'm like, well, what if we need to just like be like, hey, you can't listen to this. Back in the day, I was listening to something. I was 16 years old. My mom went inside my room. She said, give me that CD. She threw it straight in the trash. She broke it. She threw it in the trash. If I did that today, they got Spotify. They got YouTube. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. Like, they still have access to it. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, you can. It's called turning off the router. Turn off the router.
Yeah, but
then you screw yourself.
Yeah.
Why don't you have a different password?
Yeah, I can do that, but yeah.
You can't block what they can see.
Yeah, but I mean, we have so many devices, dude. Like, I mean, if I'm gonna have to like, go to that links, like, I don't know, man. It just
all you gotta do is say, okay, you gotta put you got to use the laptop in the living room. You got to use all your devices go in this bag.
Yeah.
I don't know how people would do it today in this day and age. Like for me, I would just turn off the router. I'll be like, well, nobody uses nothing.
And you screw yourself.
But what do I need it for right now?
I'll tell you what I need it for.
I know that.
but my thing is, they're gonna listen to it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Just say, hey, you can't listen to it in front of me. In front of me, I don't want to hear this noise. That's basically what I had to do. I was like,
but it's the other.
I'll play something else. I'll play something clean, but like for that stuff, you can't play it in front of me because it makes me very uncomfortable and it's terrible for one.
Terrible. It's just terrible. I had a CD thrown out the car window one time.
Oh shit. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what's going on? I was like, I paid for that. Yeah,
I had a tape thrown out the window. That's how old I am. I had a tape.
sucks for
We
you.
left it in there with the radio on, and his dad got in there, and he still brags about it all the time. It's like, remember that time I threw your tape out the window?
Well, then when it's yeah, I'm just, something about dads and throwing CDs out the window.
Did you ever, one time I coerced my parents into buying me the Slim Shady LP? I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
I was into Eminem at the time.
Yeah.
And
Bought you that when you were how old?
yeah, so let me look up the date that
That's
came.
1999. No, 90,
Was it?
98. Yeah, 98, 99.
So we went to Hastings, every time we would go to San Marcos, I would tell my parents, I had to buy something over there. And 1999. And so we go into Hastings, and I was like, oh, yeah, I want this. No, it was the Marshall Mathers LP, which was like 3 years later, right? So it had to be like
2001, 2002.
Yeah, I'll look it up. So anyways, we're in Hastings, and I'm like, hey, I want the CD. And they're like, why does it have this thing on it? It was the parental advisory. It says curse words here and there, like not a big deal. And so they bought me the album.
Yeah.
Which was released in May 23rd, 2000. And I have my CD player, and I'm listening to it just in awe. And halfway through the ride home, they're like, hey, let's hear that CD that you wanted us to buy. And halfway through, there's a track where like Eminem has a skit where like he's doing some nasty stuff with some dudes.
Yep.
And so they play that one, and they were just like disgusted, and they took that CD away from me, and I couldn't hear it.
So did they throw it out the window?
No, they sold it to my uncle.
Sold it to your uncle?
Yeah.
How did you even convince him? What you like 7?
Come on, man. Look at this face.
I'm just saying, how old were you?
Hey, 99, 2000?
I was
11?
11. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's a minute right here, boy.
They had to been disgusted.
Yeah.
You were 11?
Funny story to tell, though.
Yeah.
Because they were probably like, man, it's time to take this little demon to church. He needs to be.
I bet you they did too, didn't they?
That's where I came from.
That's
where I came from.
Just wild children. I was a saint.
Yeah, you look like it.
Yeah, there's gonna be you see that person in the chat. There's probably gonna be something come up right after this. He's gonna be like, no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You look like a saint.
A snake?
A saint.
Yeah, no.
I agree with Snake.
Wow.
Aww.
Damn, homie gives you a platform. That's the way you treat him.
Dang.
Dude, I agree with what you said. He said Snake.
Better look like a Neanderthal. Saying. Let's break out Encino Man 1995.
Brendan Fraser. Is that no Pauly Shore?
No, that's Brendan
Oh
Fraser.
yeah.
I heard that he made a movie called The Whale.
Yeah, recently.
Why
Brendan Fraser?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is everybody so like if you're fat, don't watch it? Like what do you mean? What does that even mean? I want to watch it.
Yeah.
Well, like make fun of fat people.
Maybe that's what they're doing. Reverse psychology.
I was like, well, I want to watch it.
I watched Shallow Hal. That was about fat people.
No, was it?
Not really.
No, it wasn't.
I watched Nutty Professor. That was about fat people.
That's a great movie.
Dude, Meet the Parents. Meet the Parents. Love that movie. It's not about fat people, but I love that movie.
Yeah, especially when Chappelle gets roasted by Buddy Love. God, such a good scene. Takes off that wig, looks like Wes.
My shit locks. Oh,
sorry,
yeah,
man. I couldn't help it.
It's good. It's all good, Reggie.
What's Norbit? Did you ever see Norbit, Wes?
Yeah, I seen like bits and pieces of it, but it wasn't that good for me. I mean, I like it when Eddie Murphy does the character sometimes, but a lot of times I just like the the old school Eddie, like in the say
Okay,
Beverly Hills Cop and Coming to America.
I got one. I got a question. Name the number one Eddie Murphy movie for yourself, and we'll wrap it up.
Oh man, that's tough.
It's hard, right?
Yeah. It, I guess it had to be Coming to America.
Yeah. That what's your number two?
Probably Beverly Hills Cop.
I got Harlem Nights. Harlem Nights, I think, is better.
Yeah, I don't see Harlem Nights as being his just because it was so many people.
Yeah, there was a lot of
Damn, he is so. What do you call it? Like just decorated.
I guess so. Yeah.
Dude. I'm gonna throw a wild card in there. I'm gonna say Mulan as a dragon. He voiced it.
He was the dragon in Mulan.
He voiced it. Yeah.
Man, you're so pro Disney, man.
I'm a millennial.
We're gonna get you on ESPN real quick.
Fuck, you can thank me later.
I probably will have to. Probably have to. All right, fellas. Let's
his stand-ups were great too.
What's up?
His stand-ups were awesome. Ron Delirious was great.
Even his skits on SNL were just like, and what was that, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood?
Oh yeah,
dude, that was just crazy. Before we get out of here, let's show the folks our revised graphic. We had a little update so that everybody can have the finalized copy. Here it is. The two adjustments. James and I taking New Orleans. I'm taking Dallas.
It is week 3.
It is week 3, 100%. And, maybe next week someone will walk away with a crown. And I hope to God it's not Wes.
We can replace that cheap-ass hat that Wes got on right there.
Hey, how do you know he's going to be the winner?
No, I'm just saying if he is.
This head,
well, my head got to be cheap.
His head's so big, he ain't going to have no room for the crown.
Anyway, how's everybody doing in fantasy football? How's that looking?
I'm losing. I'm losing in the recon
I'm
league.
1-1.
I'm losing the recon league, and I'm dominating in my other big leagues.
Yeah, no comment.
Undefeated. I'm undefeated in those, and I'm no wins in the recon league.
We know what happened to you week 1, James.
Yeah.
All right. Have fun.
Didn't you lose, Wes, this week?
Yeah.
We all lost this week.
Yeah, we all lost.
Yeah. Rough.
Tyreek Hill and who else was Tyreek Hill and somebody else just like went off.
Jalen Hurts. Check this out. So last night in a different league that I'm in, I was predicted to win 98%.
Before Monday nights?
Yes. I lost. I got demolished.
Who scored the points?
Jalen Hurts and Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucked me up, dude. Couldn't believe it.
So that player had both of those?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jalen had how many points? Like
and that
36?
Was like
20
something,
okay.
like 25, 26, 27. And then Stephon Diggs had like 42.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, dude. I don't deserve that.
It's a bad beat.
Yeah.
It's a bad beat. All right, fellas, let's wrap this bad boy up. We'll mosey on down the road till next Monday. James, start off.
Yeah, check out Dark Side of the Mic tomorrow. Do not know who the guest is, but we got a good show lined up for you guys.
I thought you were going to do a remote.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, I thought it could change. I don't know. You're talking about a certain barbershop. I wasn't sure if that was
Oh, yeah. Nah, we're not going to do that. But it's going to be a good show regardless. I got some things I got to square away, but it's going to be good.
Word.
Yeah. I was thinking about scheduling Wes on, now, we can get him through Zoom, but he's always busy on Wednesdays.
On Wednesdays.
Yeah. I was hoping to catch him live from Jerry Jones's, penthouse or some shit like that. But, we'll see.
Man, I'll try to tune in tomorrow, but it's just usually if I'm in the car, I got people in the car, I really can't, But I don't get a reminder. So why don't I get a reminder?
Because you don't click the bell.
Dude, I swear I clicked the bell, but I check it again.
You and technology, y'all big friends.
You know what? I think it's because I switched Facebooks. That's what it is. I got a different Facebook now.
Has nothing to do with
I'm
Facebook. They're not even on Facebook. They don't even broadcast on Facebook.
No, but you used to get a reminder through Facebook. I'm not friends with.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Anymore.
Yeah, they don't broadcast through Facebook right now.
Well, no. Well, anyway, I used to get the reminder. Like, I'm not even friends with the Paul Rodriguez show on Facebook. I think you need to send me a request.
How dare you?
You can search for it.
Anyway, we going into the weekend. I guess, well, it's not the weekend, but excited to get back to football, man. I kind of miss those COVID Tuesday night football games, but I'm ready for football, man. I love it. It's back. I'm ready for it to cool down, man. It's supposed to be fall right now, but it's too hot.
But you like butter? Go
ahead, man.
I like butter too. Don't get me wrong. You talking about popcorn? I need double. Just stack it up. Don't worry about it.
Hey, it's corn.
I like cone. It's cone. It's the most wonderful thing. I love that little kid. I
put too much butter on my breads.
Breads or bread?
Breads, biscuit. Pancake.
What's your favorite bread? Just one, just real quick. Tortilla.
Yeah, and never quit. Here we go.
Tortilla.
Probably biscuits.
Yeast rolls from Golden. Bangers.
Trash.
What? It's not your favorite bread?
I don't like bread, period.
Okay, that's fine. I do. Fat kid like cake. I'm just saying. That's what it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all watching. Tune in next week. We'll be back Monday, the 26th. Until then, we appreciate y'all watching. Love yourself. Love your neighbor. Tell the people about us. Make sure you tell your friends. We'll see y'all next week. We